Welcome to Deep Dive Dialogues, episode 2026-0426. I'm Isabel, your host, and today we are tackling something that sounds like a mouthful but is actually a game changer for anyone building AI agents. We're talking about the hidden cost of using tools and a new approach called tool attention. Joining me are two brilliant minds. JJ, you're looking thoughtful already.
Hi, Isabel, you know me. I can't resist a paper that starts with a pun on attention is all you need. It's bold, but the problem they're addressing is very real. If you've ever tried to give an LLM access to a dozen different tools, you know the prompt gets heavy.
Do it, exactly. It's the MCP tax. You load all these schemas, the model has to read them every single turn, and suddenly your context window is full of JSON instead of actual reasoning. It's a silent killer of performance.
Right, and the paper quantifies that. They say in a typical multi-server setup, you're losing between 10 and 60,000 tokens per turn just to tool descriptions. That's insane. So, JJ, break it down for us. How does tool attention fix this?
Think of it like a smart bouncer for your tools. Instead of throwing every tool's full instruction manual into the context, the system keeps a tiny, condensed summary pool. Then, for each user request, it calculates something called an intent schema overlap score. It's basically a quick check. Does this user's question look like it needs this tool? Only the top few tools that pass this gate get their full, detailed schema loaded.
And that's the lazy loading part. It's not just about picking tools, it's about when you load the details. You defer the expensive part until you're sure you need it. The paper shows a 95% reduction in tool tokens. From 47,000 down to just over 2,000. That's not a tweak, that's a transformation.
Wow, so what does that mean for the model's actual thinking? If it's not wading through all that schema, does it reason better?
That's the key projection. The authors argue that effective context utilization jumps from 24% to 91%. The model has more room to actually think. They project better task success and lower latency, but they're honest that those are projections based on token counts, not live tests. Still, the logic is sound.
It's a classic efficiency trade-off. You spend a tiny bit of compute on the gating and the overlap score, but you save a massive amount on every single generation step. The thesis is powerful. Protocol-level efficiency, not raw context length, is the real bottleneck for scalable agents.
So it's not about having a bigger bucket, it's about not filling the bucket with rocks before you even start. I love that. Jai Young, any critical take? You always have the sharpest questions.
Do it, my question is about the gating function. They use a state-aware gate that checks preconditions, but in a dynamic system, tool states change. If a tool is gated out because its precondition isn't met, but the user's intent actually requires that tool, you get a failure mode. The paper simulates this, but real-world edge cases are messy. I'd want to see robustness testing against adversarial or ambiguous queries.
That's a great point. The bouncer has to be smart, not just fast. JJ, how do you see this fitting into the broader landscape of agent frameworks?
I think this is exactly the kind of middleware that will become standard. We're moving past the era of just throwing more context at the problem. Tool attention is a design pattern for being intentional about what the model sees. It's elegant.
Elegant and practical. Thank you both so much for this conversation. For everyone watching, the code is linked in the description, and the paper is a must-read if you're building anything with MCP. Until next time, keep asking sharp questions.
Arigato, Isabel.
Do it, thank you everyone.